Hey guys, today I've got a review for you on the STARFRAME Brick. This is the 2.0 version, updated from the original Brick, and we've got a lot of changes going on this bag. Before we dig into all that, I'm going to swap screens over here. We'll take a quick look at their website. You can see here retail $114.95. and all sorts of little bits of information on here, some different pictures of ways to load it out, stuff like that. I'm not going to read through all this, but wanted to give you a quick look at the website here. 2.5 pounds, and you can get this at starframebags.com and other places as well, but you definitely can get it straight from them. Looks like they've got some good reviews on the site if you want to read through, learn some more about it. I think we're hopefully cover everything here that's on the site, and maybe even a little bit more. So the big changes on this from the last one is a lot of pockets added on the outside and some change to this overall structure of the bag. As I have it loaded up here, it's not like fully stacked up, and what I have liked doing is taking that main flap and folding it right down underneath, and then kind of setting the discs back on top of that flap. Right there I have, let's count them up, 2, 4, 6 drivers, 3, 6, 9, 10. So I've got 16 in there. And here's 4 more drivers to get us right up to 20, and that's definitely snugging things up there for sure. So it kind of depends how much you want up on top. It does fine without that lesser amount as well. So you just depends on how much weight you want in there, really. I'll go ahead and put a couple more in. That's some decent middle ground itself. And then over on the side, we've got a spot for a couple putters here. Now, you can expand this, like if you want more disc space, you can open up this pocket here, which, like, I have this thing loaded up right now. Whale sack in there, and then I got bug spray, sunblock, and a towel put in there too. But if you don't want to run like all of that extra stuff in there, you can fit a couple putters out here, and then you can add multiple more down in there if you want to stack it up that way. And I kind of like carrying it like this. Like maybe 3 is getting a little crazy, but like you can fit a couple in there and even zip it closed. But with that zipper open, it lets these 2 putters pull out, and on that angle it's a little easier to grab them without bumping into these 2 spots there. If you're zipped closed, then it's a little tighter. I mean, I'm not like blocked out of that spot, but it's just a little bit easier to access if you have it all the way open. So that's kind of a little extra or added advantage to having some discs down here, if you wanted to carry it that way. As I've carried this, I've like rotated my gear around the bag. It's kind of hard to decide where I want everything to go. Like I've left that open, and just like I can get quick access to my whale sack there, or dry bag. I've also dropped that in one of these top holders up here, and that gives nice easy access to it. These 2 guys are like slightly different sizes. You can see this one's a little bit taller, so if you want to go, with an extra water bottle up there, a little bit narrower one, that fits just fine. And then this shorter one is like the perfect height for a can. It's just wide enough that you have the play to fit a koozie around that can if you want it in there. If you do a can in this one, it disappears a little bit further. You can see the edge of the can just drops below the elastic. Not that that's like a problem, but you get like a little bit easier access to that can. if it's in the short one, or whale sack, or I've put my phone in there as well. Like, phone works fine. If you're keeping score on your phone and want to be grabbing it constantly, you can totally just, you know, slide it in there and have it stick whatever way, or in this one for that matter. So I found these super versatile. You can do so much stuff just with those two little, you know, water bottle or can holder pockets. Where I did have my phone that I just pulled it out of is this lower one here, and that's kind of overkill, but my phone's kind of a giant one as well, so it's nice that there's a spot that can handle like even the largest of phones. Of course, I mean, I could fit, again, something much larger in there, like if I wanted to do wallet keys, stuff like that. You could totally use that spot. This one a little bit higher is just a touch too small for my phone. The top corner just of my phone would stick out a little bit there. So I've not used it for that. I think a lot of other phones would fit fine in that area. So I've got wallet and keys, or what's in there for me right now. On the outside of this guy, we got two spots we can drop pencils or Sharpie if you want to carry stuff like that. And then this is also for cell phone. Mine's too fat to fit in there, but there's even like a little window on it so that you could use the touch screen on your phone when you have it stuck in there. I'm not sure. Mine would probably fit if I pulled it out of the case, but I've not tried that. And then even another bottle holder, and this one being full size. That's a large, what is it, 32 ounce or something hydro flask, and that fits fine. If you are doing a smaller, you know, smaller bottle in there, you've got the bungee to cinch down and hold something narrower in place. And then we've got even another pocket down low on the front. If you're still like trying to figure out where to keep all of your extra things, like I've got bag tags, cash, a few extra things in that little pocket there. This one works great for a mini marker if you really want a dedicated spot for your mini. It's wide enough that any mini can fit in there, and it's just like will stay open just enough. It's really easy to reach in and grab that. So I've done mini marker in there. Through that, if you're still struggling to, like if you're playing, you know, rainy round, or you've got extra layers of clothing or jacket, something like that, then we start talking about utilizing the main storage underneath. And that's where this bag really shines, and this is what sets it apart from many others. Let's see, I'm gonna actually zip this closed. Make sure I don't dump discs all over my desk here. We got a huge cooler space down here. Now this is versatile. Of course, we don't have to keep it cold. Like I said, even with like how I have it loaded up right now, if I was really looking for something that I could jam a bunch of extra stuff or put a jacket or extra towels or something, I could use a bag like this and set it in there, either right on top of all the other things that I have in there, or I could divide that stuff up and do part of it for dry and part of it for wet, you know, keeping things cool. But I mean, we're in like the heat of the summer right now. I played a super hot 18-hole round today, and I did not bring enough water with me. This is the kind of setup that, you know, not only can you bring enough drinks for yourself, but you know, any person you meet up with on the course, you're like ready to hand out a bonus beverage to them. This is like a perfect setup for, you know, making friends out on the course. If you want to even carry snacks with you, I didn't make a sandwich in there, so you'll have to use your imagination, but you know, totally tons of room to carry snacks. I got 9 12-ounce cans in there, plus a big ice block, and you know, again, plenty of room to add more on top if I want. Now you can see how I like zipped the top closed to get in there, and that's really just what you would do if you were, you know, setting this up. Once you're out on the course, you don't have to worry about that. That's what this little front flap is for. You tuck this guy in, and you can just grab your cans, get them in and out, no problem. one of the big changes on this is how they're helping support all of this weight up on top when you have it stacked with a ton of discs. You can see a little bit of an edge right here. That's a hard panel inside, and that's what's holding this up. Now, we get a little bit of lean on it. You can see the top of the bag is just like ever so slightly moving forward. And that is, you know, you see that little bit of the zipper dropping. And that's just how much play we have before this panel gets weighted. It's left me, like, at first I was still concerned. I was like, oh, am I going to tip my bag forward or, you know, have discs roll out over that edge, something like that. And it just didn't end up being an issue. Now that really depends just how much you're filling that bottom and how much weight you put down there. If you have like almost nothing in there at all, then all of your weight is up high and you have to be a little bit more careful how you set this down on the ground. I still did not have it, you know, yard sale or lose all my stuff. You can see we've got 4 plastic feet down there and then a kind of a rubbery tarp material, help keep things dry if you're on wet grass. You can see I'm a little muddy. I had it out in the out in some less than ideal conditions, but if we go to the back of the bag here, you can see that you've got a big haul loop with kind of an over-molded handle on there, so you've got something solid to pick the bag up by. The backpack straps on here are pretty streamlined, relatively thin padding on there, but a couple nice additions with a little metal bottle opener, and then we do have the sternum strap on there, and they've got a little bit of Velcro here, so if you want to add a little, you know, extra style on, you got a spot you can drop a patch right on your backpack strap, which I think is pretty cool. That's a nice little touch. Overall, I think it's a really well-rounded bag. Like, for the amount of space that you've got in the cooler there, that just sets this apart from everything else out there. There's no other bag from another manufacturer that's got that much cooler space. So if you are up for something like that, then like this simply is the best choice. I really like that if you look at it beyond just using it for cooler space, then like you know, it's just up to your imagination. Like, you can put a full another row of discs down there if you want to use this as for like going out to do some field work, right? Just do a whole nother row of discs. I don't know how many. I mean, you got to be able to push at least like 40 without a problem. I had 20 up top earlier, so I'm sure you could mirror that down in the bottom. Really, pretty much the only funky thing I feel about this is that weight distribution. It just is like quite unique to have that much weight up high on the bag. And you see it when you grab the haul loop, for example, and this is because of the construction, that haul loop is way off to the side, but when you pick it up by it, you can see the bag's, you know, swings underneath there. It gets heavy too, like if with 9 12-ounce cans down there, and like if you're running a couple extra bottles, you can definitely get a lot of weight in this. You know, going up to 24 cans, something like that, you can make it crazy heavy. You'll definitely feel it if you go that heavy, like again without super thick padding on the backpack straps. But we've got quite a bit of padding on the back of the bag, so it's not uncomfortable in that way on your back. The bag itself is quite light. I think they said 2.5 pounds, and I think that's just about right based on the measurement that I got from it too. Whoops, I just drug it across some keys on my keyboard. So that's it. I hope that helps you decide if this is the right bag for you. Shout out to STARFRAME. They sent this bag over to me for free to do a review on, and they've done that with a few bags now, the original brick as well as the colorful retro. You know, it's a cooler bag as well. So appreciate those guys. Big fan. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.